Yo, what is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today we have some awesome information for you guys. Like always, let's go ahead and get right into it. Final Fantasy 15 December update will add character swapping, something that I thought that probably should have been in the game from the beginning, but it is finally coming to Final Fantasy 15. So you can swap between Noctis, Gladius, Prompto, and Ignis. A December due update for Final Fantasy 15 will finally add the ability to freely swap between Noctis, Gladius, Prompto, and Ignis in the main story Square Enix has announced. Final Fantasy 15 is now available for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and will launch on the PC in early 2018. So let's talk about this just a bit because I've played through Final Fantasy 15. I think it's a good game. I do feel that Final Fantasy 15 has gotten a lot better since I played the game. There have been various updates to it in order for it to run better. They've added a lot of new content in there. They've added a lot of free content as far as just downloadable stuff that you can. There's been paid downloadable content. They've had individual episodes for each characters. And now with this whole character swapping thing, that actually adds a whole new dynamic, because before you weren't able to play with any of the other characters. You were just Noctis the whole time. And now being able to freely swap between each character, which do play differently, by the way. Prompto is shooting all the time, you know, and Gladius has a big old huge sword that he uses. Ignis is definitely more of a tactician as far as his traits goes. That is actually a game changer when it comes to things, and the game would have probably reviewed a lot better if it had all of this stuff, plus the ability to swap characters. That was some of the complaints, that you couldn't swap characters, that pretty much the AI would be stupid half the time and do dumb things, and you weren't able to switch between them in order to do stuff. You were only able to give commands, and then they'd be able to do their special that you tell them to do. So being able to actually use each character, that is huge. It almost needs to be re-reviewed. Like, if you're reviewing the game at this point, it's definitely different from what we got at the beginning, especially if you're playing on a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X. If you're playing on one of those two systems, and then you're also getting this whole update and you play it for the first time, you're going to get a better experience. But then again, it's been over a year now, or about a year since the game launched. Yeah, it's been about a year since the game launched. So, I mean, you can't really do that, but at the same time, a lot of great updates for people just picking up the game, and Square Enix is desperately trying to make sure people continue buying this game, and it stays in the mind share, and people are still talking about it like I am right now because they need this game to sell more. I know that they've already sold over 6.5 million units, but it needs to sell more than that, considering how much they invested into the game. Like, it needs to sell 10 million plus. I think that's where Square Enix wants it. Definitely over 10 million, because other Final Fantasy games have done that without anywhere near the investment that Final Fantasy 15 got, especially over the course of development for this game. This game was absolutely insane. I'm not going to go over what happened with this game. You guys all know for the most part, and if you don't know, look it up online. You will find what happened with this game. So what do you guys think about this whole character swapping thing and what they've done with the game? If you're someone who already has it, are you going to go back and play the game because now you can swap characters? And if you're someone who hasn't purchased the game, will this get you to buy it? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the next article here, Shin Megami Tensei V is officially confirmed for localization and in the West. Nintendo of America has officially uploaded the trailer saying it's coming to the West. So you can check out the trailer from October in English this time. So Atlus has announced plans to release Shin Megami Tensei V for the Nintendo Switch in the West. The game, which is set in modern Tokyo, will pit players against a new onslaught of demons. More information, including the release date and pricing, will be announced at a later date. You can check out the English version of the October release Japanese trailer right here, and we have the official website that you can visit as well, plus there's screenshots if you missed those too, all of that link in the description below. But let's talk about this, because Shin Megami Tensei V is a big one for Nintendo. It's a big one for the Nintendo Switch. This is going to be a very high quality release, guys. I have Shin Megami Tensei 4 myself on the Nintendo 3DS, guys, and this game is super good. Really mature themed kind of story and everything, kind of dark, really crazy stuff that goes on in this game. The story is insane, but Shin Megami Tensei games are really good, and the past few ones have been on the Nintendo 3DS as far as the mainline entries go, and the fact that Nintendo, as far as the Switch, is getting a mainline Shin Megami Tensei game, guys, that is such a big deal, especially when it comes to the Japanese market, but also when it comes to the West too. I think America has more and more kind of caught on with Shin Megami Tensei, especially with the 3DS and the releases there. So us getting this game in English is going to be localized. It looks like Nintendo and Atlus are working together on this one. We don't know who's going to be publishing it officially. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Atlas on this one, but we have to wait and see. Obviously, we thought Bethesda would be publishing Skyrim and all of that, and it turned out to be Nintendo, so we still need to wait and see. But at the same time, I'm excited for this game. Shin Megami Tensei games have some of the most unique crafting, character progression, fusion systems out there. Basically what the whole gist of it is, for those who don't know, you fight demons, okay? And with these demons, you can usually barter with them, talk with them, get them to join your team, and then once they're on your team with Shin Megami Tensei, you can actually fuse different demons on your team to make new demons, or you can have them just in your party, okay? So that's the basic gist of everything. You fight demons, you get them to join you. Once you have them on your team, you can fuse them to make new demons, more powerful ones, and you want to try to collect them all like a mature themed Pokemon type of game. And these demons can be quirky, some of them can be super intelligent, some of them are really dumb, they can be brash, maybe really angry. I mean, there's all sorts of things. If you've played Persona 5, it's similar in nature, although the tone is different. I mean, there's some similarities, and there's definitely the demon share as far as the types of demons. You'll see the same types of demons in Persona that you see in Shin Megami Tensei mainline games, because Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, but at the same time, Shin Megami Tensei has its own feel, it has its own natural way that it works when it comes to demon fusion and when it comes to certain things like that. So I'm interested to see how they do that in this upcoming game, Shin Megami Tensei V, because that was one of the things that the producer highlighted in a recent interview, saying that, hey man, we want to make sure that people can fuse demons comfortably while lying down on their couch, you know, or just chilling. And when he said that, I was like, yo, this guy, I like this guy, because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, and that's exactly what I did in Shin Megami Tensei 4, was just relax and fuse demons. I put over 80 hours into that game, beat it, absolutely loved the game, so I'm really excited about this, especially as someone who's a big Japanese RPG fan, but also just high quality games, man. I mean, it's just a high quality game with a lot of content, a lot of stuff to do in there. I mean, the base package is always great. So what do you guys think about Shin Megami Tensei 5 officially being confirmed for the West? I'm pretty sure it's going to be launching in 2018. We don't have an official confirmation on that, but they wouldn't be talking about it right at this point, especially after what happened with the Wii U and everything. They wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't going to be a 2018 game. So let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on the matter. Alright, and getting into the last article here, bruh, guys, seriously, like, this is huge. The Nintendo Switch absolutely haymakered Japan this week. Like, sales ridiculously exploded. This is the highest total that they've had pretty much since the launch. Sales exploded for the Media Create. So we're going to go over the software, we're going to go over the hardware, but just to know, Nintendo hit 145,000 units for the week, and that is big, because it absolutely destroyed every single other console on there. And it's so funny because Gamatsu, a lot of the users, they're on suicide watch. No, I'm joking. They're definitely people that hate and have been hating, and people who like to point out all the negative stuff. They're ridiculously silent at this point after this sales explosion of the Nintendo Switch. And it's glorious, because this is what's going to get the Switch third party right here. This is exactly what's going to get the Switch third party, our fantastic big level sales just like this. So let's go ahead and get right into the article here. So shout outs to Gamatsu for the article. So Media Create Sales Week, November 20th, 2017 through November 26th, 2017. Physical Future Tone and massive Switch sales ensues. So Hatsumiku Project Diva Future Tone DX for the PlayStation 4 was the best-selling new released game in Japan last week, with 34,896 copies sold. The latest Media Create sales charts revealed. Now, also new last week was Beyblade Burst God for Nintendo 3DS, which opened up at 9,550 sales. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney for the Nintendo 3DS, which opened up at 4,832 sales. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Deluxe Edition for the PlayStation 4, which opened up at 4,216 sales, and Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus for the PlayStation 4, which opened up at 3,555 sales. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon for the Nintendo 3DS remained the top sellers this week, following their debut last week, with an additional 189,275 units sold. On the hardware front, this is where the Nintendo Switch kind of just killed things, where it moved an outstanding 145,200 units up 58,201 units from last week's already impressive 86,999 units. The PlayStation 4 family of systems moved 26,909 units, and the Nintendo 3DS family of systems moved 34,886 units. So even the Nintendo 3DS kind of beat out the PlayStation 4 there, even with a couple different new releases from Hatsumiku, Wolfenstein, and all of that. So this is definitely big. The Nintendo Switch selling nearly 150,000 units in Japan, which is such a turnaround, even from the 3DS in its first like 9 months, the time frame. The Nintendo Switch is doing absolutely phenomenal in Japan, and I'm pretty sure if there was any doubt in any other Japanese companies when it comes to the sales potential, when it comes to what's going on with the Switch, it's been pretty much shattered by this, because even with big huge games on the PlayStation 4, for example, like Dragon Quest and other things like that, the PlayStation 4 never reached 150,000 units for the week, and it had massive big name games come out for it pretty much since launch, and I haven't seen it get that high pretty much in the whole time that I've been covering the media crate dating back to 2013, outside of like the launch weeks. Maybe it's gotten close a couple of times, it's broken 6 figures when it comes to things, but 150,000 units before the actual Christmas period, like December, is phenomenal. Now the Nintendo Switch has had some supply restraints, which has caused some of these things when it comes to it, but at the same time, 145K, almost 150, absolutely phenomenal, and no brand new releases for the Nintendo Switch. Although I do want to go over some of the titles, because Nintendo Switch games, it's just proving to be the evergreens, because we have Super Mario Odyssey still in the top. That sold another 77,751 units. It's almost at 800,000 units sold. Splatoon 2 was number 4 with another 30,275 units. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was in the top 10. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was in the top 10. 1-2 Switch actually made a comeback into the top 20. Pokken Tournament DX actually made a comeback as well into there. So it was just amazing just to see all the different Nintendo Switch games from their first party to a couple different third parties here doing well. And then once we get the Famitsu numbers, which might already be up, we can see as far as the top 30 how things went. But this is great sales for the Nintendo Switch, and yeah, I expect pretty much full Japanese support, or almost near full Japanese support, by the end of 2018. Pretty much every game is going to be announced for the Nintendo Switch, which I would think, unless there's some type of deal going on between Sony or Microsoft and one of the Japanese companies. But yeah, you can't ignore this at this point, and this is great for Switch owners, because we're going to see more stuff like Valkyria Chronicles 4 being announced, more stuff like Shin Megami Tensei V being announced. So really cool to see this, and awesome sales. So what do you guys think about the Nintendo Switch as far as how it's doing in Japan? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. It really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs, in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, and rewards, and emotes through sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.